Hello, I'm just doing a quick update on my algae project. I've discovered, well, I've thought for some time, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm actually growing two different, unintentionally growing two different strains of algae. And the reason why I think that is because this big one here, Photo Bio Reactor, and that one, and this one here, were always a sort of yellowy greeny colour, whereas these two here were dark green, as you can see. So I think they're different strains, so I've decided to save on messing about with two different types, that I'll shut these three down and use some algae from these to start to so I can end up with just this type of algae and make two more Photo Bio Reactors out of the same kind of water bottle. So four of these. It'll be much easier to sort out then. I know what I'm doing these more. This is the one I've just shut down. I've spooned out. I've got a dessert spoon, and first I tipped all the translucent algae water out of this into a bottle to feed my plants, because it makes it liquid feed, and I was left with a little bit in the bottom after I scooped out most of it. And so to make it easy to get out, to get this last bit out, I've added a little bit of water back to it, shake it around and put it on an angle, so when it does evaporate, when the excess water evaporates off and the algae can be scooped out with a spoon, it must be much easier, because it'll all be in the corner, because I'm going to leave it on its side like that, so it'll all be on the corner rather than spread out all across the bottom of the Photo Bio Reactor. So I'll show you now what I got out of this, what I harvested out of this. Right, what I've got is a bit of glass plate that came from a microwave door, an old microwave cooker that someone threw away. I'll take them apart and scavenge bits out of them for other projects. Anyway, I used the glass from the door to put this algae from that Photo Bio Reactor that I've just shut down. And this is it here. I know it looks dark green, but that's because it's concentrated. Anyway, what I'm doing is, before the first harvest, it was in the summertime, so I could just put the sort of concentrated algae on a bit of laminated paper and let the sun dry it out. But now it's winter time, I've decided to put the algae on this glass panel, and then what I'm doing is, whenever I do cooking or making a hot drink, I'm using the residual heat that's left. Let it cool down a bit, so because I don't want the algae to boil, I just want it to slowly heat up and evaporate off. I don't want it to burn or boil or anything like that, just gently evaporate off. So after using one of these plates to cook food or whatever, I let it cool down a little bit and then put this glass plate on, and it's now, you can see it's steaming off. It's nicely steaming off without being too hot. It's just the right temperature for it, and that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep, every time I cook some food or use this cooker for anything, I'm going to use the residual heat that's left over to dry this batch of algae off. And when it is dry, I can just get a long flat knife or a wallpaper scraper would be good, and just scrape it off the glass and add it to my dried algae collection. And then I'll have probably another two lots left from them two other Photo Bio Reactors that have the algae that's the yellowy green algae that I don't really want. So when I harvest the algae from them, I'll probably have another I'll have the same as this again, another 2 times this probably from them. So it'll be 3 times what you see here harvested in all when I've shut them the last 2 down, and then from then onwards it'll just be the one type of algae that I'm growing, and it seems to be the algae that grows the best. Actually, it's the one that seems to, like, you know, I've put a bit of slimy water into the Photo Bio Reactor from my waste bucket to feed it, and you literally can see the algae making sort of going into like globules on the surface, because it's so much is being made, so much nutrients is being put in, that the algae is just going crazy eating it, and you can see by the way there's chunks of algae with what looks like air inside. I don't know how to word it, but anyway, you can see it forming clumps on top of the water in the photo bioreactor. So yeah, that's why I don't want to waste it. I've only got a small amount of space on my balcony to do this on, so I wanted to do it with the best algae that I think is the best algae, and because it's all the same, I won't get confused if I was to then move on to the next stage of the project, which is to use the algae for something like extract oil or one of the many other uses things you can use it for. I would like it all to be the same algae, so I'll get the same results from whatever projects that come from it. Anyway, I'll stop rambling on, and I'll see you with the next update when I scrape this off. When it's dried, and I'll scrape it off, and I'll do an update showing you that and how much I've got from it. And until then, see you on the other side.